Testing, 1, 2. Okay. Um, I was gonna take notes on this one, a few notes that I could look at and maybe, and I think I will do at some point, but right now I just don't really want to. Anyway, but so anyway, this is from a film called Casino. A lot of people have probably seen it, and um, I seen this film and it came out in the cinema in 1995. I think it was towards the end of 1995, if I remember correctly. But anyway, when I watched this in the cinema, this part gripped me. When this part happened in the cinema, I was like, I was like ready to get out of my seat nearly and protest at the screen. It was that powerful. It had such an effect. It was just wow, man. It was just like, this guy was a savage, Joe Pesci's character, and but you got to know him through the film. You got to know him through the film, and even the things that he was doing, you could still see as well that there was a small part of him that was. Um, you got to see him rounded to a certain point as well. So, but when this happened at the end, it was a shock to nearly everyone in the cinema. It was like, wow. And let me just make another little comment about this scene as well. They cut the fuck out of this scene, because when I seen this in the cinema, it was a lot longer. It was way longer. Joe Pesci, they were trying to hold him down. He was trying to get up to save his brother, and they were punching him in the face. That's why if you see one cut at the start, he has no blood in his face, and then it cuts to when they're holding him down. See that scene there, in this scene here, there, he has blood all over his face. That's because they were repeatedly punching him in the face as he was trying to get up to save his brother. And so they cut the hell out of it. They cut the hell out of this scene, and then when they attacked him at the end, then with the baseball bats, it went on way longer. So it was really kind of like powerfully in your face, and that's what the title of this video is. The unit. This is from Paul Enslaved, of course. He used this phrase, and I was taken by it when I heard him when I heard him say that phrase. It was like, wow, because. All right, let me just segue back. The universe, the one singing verse, the one song will visit upon you exactly what you put out. And that was highlighted in this part in this film in such a powerful way in the end of the Casino movie when Joe Pesci's character, I can't remember his name in the film, Nicky Santoro or something like that. When that happened at the end, the universe paid him back exactly what he put out. And it's powerful. But the flip side of all that kind of stuff is when Paul said that on his show, I had written that down because it is not only a warning to us, it is also a warning. No one gets away with anything, dude. People need to understand that. I know that we like to live in ignorance, and we like to live in this way that's kind of like, I can do what I want. Doesn't make any difference. I can do what I want, right? Doesn't make any difference to anybody else. I can deceive people. I can gaslight people. I can play games with people. Doesn't matter. As long as I get away with it, right? As long as no one knows about it, I'll get away with it, right? So when Paul said that phrase, it not only highlighted to me to be very careful about what you do, what you put out. Also, it made me think in another direction, and that is, and I kind of knew this from before anyway, but still at the same time, it was something that was very much highlighted, and that was all these people that are in charge, these so-called police officers, and these so-called, which are public servants, We can just do what we want. We have the authority. We can pull people over, scare people, rob them of their money, play all the games with them because they're afraid, and we can do what we want, right? No. No, my friend. It doesn't matter what you do. It's going to get visited back on you. What you put out, what you do, the universe will make you suffer that as well because that's the way it operates. It's like a self-correcting system, you know. And so, in my actions, especially of late, I'm very careful to a certain point. Very, very careful about my karma and about what I put out, even if it's justified from people that are just idiots. You know, that we want to be careful because it's instantaneous in most ways as well. It's instantaneous. It's not something that it is as well. It will happen in the future. You would probably will have to go through what you allowed other people to go through and didn't care, right? But in many cases, it's instantaneous because it's an internal vibration. It's an internal vibration of that you have to experience that vibration of the vibration that you put out. And that's what's very good about Paul's video because he never came across in that video as creating any negative charge, any negative vibration back toward boomeranging back towards himself because of the way he handled himself, because of the way that he commanded respect through his presentation of his being. So this part in Casino, I wanted to show it with my voice just in slow motion like this because I wonder if, I know it's only a movie, okay? It's make-believe, I understand that. But I wonder what was going through his head, apart from that baseball bat now in a second. Maybe what was going through his head as well is that this is karma. The universe is visiting upon me exactly what I put out. What I put out to other people is going to visit me right back. And another interesting part of this was this guy on the screen now was his so-called best friend through the whole film. Yet we didn't get to see in the movie who ordered the hit, was it the higher ups, what happened because it was off screen. But his so-called friend was the one that exercised this horrific revenge on him, on this man and his brother. The fact that he had to watch his brother being beaten up in such a horrific way as well was just the worst part of it. That you had to witness that. You had to watch it. Right? And so it was his so-called best friend, his confidant, the man who knew most about him. That's why I always say, be very, very careful of these creatures that you hang around with, because when you're going through hell, they won't be around. They won't care. They'll be laughing, joking, and doing what they got to do, and then blaming the other being completely as if, he deserved it or she deserved it, or whatever circumstance, right? They don't care, dude. I'm telling you, right? I'm telling you. They do not give a fuck. It doesn't matter what they say. Very few people are free, like I said before, and very, very few people will give a flying fuck what you have to go through on your own in the dark. They will not care. They have no conscience. Now that was exhibited very much in this scene when they throw him and they bury them alive. The two of them bury them alive. His best friend buries him alive. Right? And it's a poignant little clip because I understand it very much because I can break movies apart to a certain point, and and it's interesting content, right? So, adios.